الورد مروجا 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 أورق الغيم مروجا 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 وارتقى الورد مروجا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Zahira Bam Ismail. When we started off, we spoke about how tired everyone is, that there's so many difficulties, that everyone feels like we're literally on this roller coaster. And I always call it like this hamster cage where you're just running continuously on that cycle. And as South Africans, we often work crazy throughout the year, and we wait until that breathing time in December, which is like 2 weeks. And before we know it, we're back to schedule again. And we've forgotten what that holiday even feels like. Being Muslim, those 5 times a day we've mentioned gives us a time to just breathe, to take that time out, to be able to give ourselves that breathing space so we don't have to wait till the end of the year for it. We need to be able to change our lives so that we've got those breaks almost every single day. The one thing we have as Muslims is we are really resilient. At least this is a quality we should be nurturing and inculcating into our lives. We have so much that tells us about the beauty of our lives, tells us about how we're supposed to be doing things. But if we don't know it, we won't be able to move that into our lives now. One of the things I find is a huge problem is that our lives are cluttered. It's filled. It's too busy. There's too much happening around us. So it makes it very difficult for us to focus or to complete one thing at a time. So if you come into my therapy room, and this was something that one of my tutors had told me many years ago, and she said, if your room looks untidy or disorganized or chaotic, it's a sign of your mind. And for me, I always push that a little further. And if you look at my handbag and the times when I know that my mind is disorganized and cluttered and chaotic, my handbag looks much the same. So take a moment to look around you and decide that you want to declutter. And when I talk about decluttering, it's not just from physical things around you, but it's also simplifying our minds, simplifying our emotions. It's simplifying almost every state so that we're able to deal with things in an easier manner. Don't you notice sometimes when we're doing things, when there's less around us, it almost is a little bit easier to get things done. So we really have to find a way to be able to simplify, to be able to declutter so that we can have the right focus. So one of the things that I absolutely love, and I learned this a while ago, and it's something that has stood and worked for me, and it may work for you, is live with your hands open. Because when we hold on to things here, and I'm not just talking about material or physical possessions, like I said, it's also about people in our lives. When we hold on to things, it's very, very difficult to let go. We've spoken about changing those anchors to Allah and to faith only. But also live with your hands open so that when Allah gives you, you're able to receive very easily. But when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes it away from you, you're also able to let go just as easily. So when we start living our lives like this, and we live with the contentment that whatever Allah has placed in our journey, ahead of us or currently, is the best for us, we'll be able to receive and to let go timelessly. We'll be able to receive and let go easily, inshallah. You know, we often have great difficulty with letting go of things around us, of people around us, because we put so much into it. We put sentimental value, we put memories, we put hope into others. And we've often said this, we'll disappoint people and people will disappoint us. Things will come and things will go. The things that you've cherished and you've wanted to get will break. But if we put everything of us into those items, there's no doubt we're going to be left shattered at the end. But if we understand that the one place where we put our hope and we put our faith and we put everything of us into is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then He will never disappoint. That when He decides He's giving you, you are going to accept it so graciously because He knows the timing of what you need when you need it. And there's no discounting dua. Pray for it. You want something, pray for it with khair and afiyah, and Allah will give it to you. But when Allah decides that it's time to take it away, also be willing to let it go with dignity and with ease, because that's who we are. And we understand that Allah will always replace it with something better. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الورد مروجا 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 أورق الغيم مروجا